Good morning and welcome to your daily morning horoscope for Thursday, 18th September 2025, Aries. Don't spend the good news too quickly. As exciting as it is, nothing is confirmed, yet keep the information under the hat until the plane reservations have been made or you have the new job. Whatever the good news is, it's exactly what the doctor prescribed to give yourself that confidence boost. So please take care of yourself. Taurus, if you receive a financial windfall, spend it wisely. Your tendency might be to buy gifts or treat a crowd to a lavish night on the town, but where it is enduring value, investing carefully, a small chunk of money can grow into a larger one, which will give you many more options in future. So please be prudent. Gemini, you're energetic and enthusiastic today, and those around you may seem to respond favorably. It seems everyone wants to be in your orbit. Work at home and the office goes quickly and smoothly because you have so much energy, so why not take a new project on? Normally this would send you over the edge, but today you will feel as if you could do anything, so please go for it. Cancer, there's tension all around you, so you'll be happier spending as much time as to yourself. If you must interact with people, keep your communication clear and concise. There's room for misunderstanding which could result in a major blow-up over a minor event. It simply isn't worth the trouble being with people today. Seclusion is the only place where you'll find the true peace. Leo, you're ready for a change, there's no doubt about it. As you grow older, your interests broaden and you're considering pursuing some of the new interests. Perhaps school beckons or some adult education courses calls you. You're ready to make a new place for yourself in the world, so go ahead and get started. Virgo, you've never looked better. Your partner notices too and showers you with extra affection and perhaps even an unexpected gift. They should put a smile on your face. At work, you may be given responsibilities beyond your usual job. Take care to do the special assignment well. If you do, other advancements are likely to follow. Libra, sometimes a little indulgence has value far beyond its price. A bubble bath in the middle of the day, a luxurious hour spent browsing in a bookstore, a special outfit you've wanted to wear for a long time. These are a few ways you could perk up your spirits, so why not? You could use that boost. Scorpio, you feel as though you've turned into a financial and professional corner. Recent accomplishments have you feeling energized and on top of the world. You exude confidence. It's a good feeling, isn't it? Members of the opposite sex are especially attracted to you right now, and who could blame them? You are looking great. Sagittarius, who knew you would be so talented? A creation done long ago suddenly takes on its life. A short story written and submitted long ago is pulled from the bottom of the slush pile, or a portrait you painted gets a second admiring look. Whatever the circumstances, you enjoy your recognition. Your work isn't the only thing receiving admiring glances. Your partner appreciates you too. Capricorn, loving care is prescribed to someone in your family. Offer a bowl of soup and some tea, but beyond that, try and stay out of the way. Sometimes uninterrupted quiet is the best cure for all. You could use a bit of this for yourself. Why not curl up with a good book? Even if it's in the middle of the day, draw the shades and pretend that it is night. Aquarius, there's tension in the air, but there's little you can do about it. The harsh atmosphere is in the sharp contrast to the frivolity that you felt over the last several days. It seems you've received some good news. Perhaps you were finally recognized for your hard work. Don't brag about your accomplishments. It would only exacerbate the situation. Be patient and please avoid confrontation. Pisces, you might be in a financial jam right now. The stress of the situation has you considering some radical solutions. Would it really benefit your family if you took a second job? Confide in a friend and see if he or she can help you find a more agreeable solution. Perhaps a relative could give you a low-interest loan. This has been your daily morning horoscope for Thursday, September 18th, 2025. Do have yourself a blessed and wonderful day.
Could judge me if you want, but I having ice cream with an Irie man. I having ice cream with a Roots man early in the morning. That's how we're doing it. Good morning and welcome to the DBS Good Morning Show. Let's see what the news department has got. We'll be right back.
Good morning. Happy Thursday to you. Time now for the news with me, Timothy Polion. Police are probing a shocking triple homicide after 3 bodies are found inside a vehicle in Vigier Canals. Two victims have been identified as Faith Griffin and Christopher Dominic. The third remains unnamed. Investigators are calling the incident an apparent execution-style killing, even as they probe the discovery of a fourth body, and St. Lucia's homicide count climbs to 55 for the year. The father of one of the victims recounts his final moments with his son.
Before he left, I spoke to him before he left, because they had a little thing there with some people that. So I asked him what happened, but they didn't say what happened. And he came back, he picked up his girlfriend, and they went.
Dominic's sister declined an interview with reporters. However, she took to social media to share security camera footage, allegedly of a man threatening to kill her brother a few hours before he met his demise. Police have not stated whether this incident is related to the case. We continue the broadcast with news that a tragic incident in Babonneau has claimed the life of a young fisherman. Police say 26-year-old McLean Steven of Chasse was fishing at La Tite-Anse Beach around 10 p.m. on Sunday when he was swept away by a wave. Despite his efforts, he was unable to regain control. A search operation was launched on Monday with the Police Marine Unit, Babonneau officers, relatives, and community members, but Stephen's body was not immediately found. On Tuesday morning at about 11 o'clock, the search ended in tragedy when his body was recovered and transported to the Owen King EU Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Police say the matter remains under investigation as they await the results of a post-mortem examination. A two-day intensive training concluded in St. Lucia on Tuesday, bringing together border officials, members of the counter-trafficking task force, and government representatives to sharpen their skills in combating human trafficking and managing complex migration challenges.
Effective border management is essential, not only for ensuring the safety and security of this nation, but also for supporting economic and social development. And for migration and for ensuring that migration is managed in a way that protects the dignity and rights of all people on the move.
The initiative, hosted by the International Organization for Migration, IOM, in partnership with CARICOM Impacts and the St. Lucia government, emphasized the practical strategies for detection, investigation, and victim protection. Finally, from us this morning, Castries South MP Dr. Ernest Hilaire is assuring the public that the ruling St. Lucia Labour Party's campaign for the upcoming general election will be conducted responsibly and focused on issues rather than personal attacks.
Our campaign will not be one of mepui, roro. You'll always get a little picong every now and then. This, after all, is the Caribbean, and political picong is part of our culture. But no mepui, no roro. We're not calling for violence. We're not threatening anybody. We're not reviving no boloms or anything like that. We will be presenting to St. Lucia what we have done, and we'll be presenting the credentials of our candidate and why, she's always a better choice than Guy Joseph.
The minister dismissed recent rhetoric from opposition members accusing the SLP of ritualistic practices, calling such claims a sign of desperation. He emphasized that the government's record speaks for itself, highlighting spending on housing repairs, medical assistance, and youth and small business support. That's the news. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Please join us at noon for our next News Major. My name is Timothy Polio. Good morning.
You can judge me if you want, eh? We're taking a break. We're coming right back. Well, September is the PCOS Awareness Month. How many of you knew that? Well, we definitely delve in because it is our business to keep you in the know and to keep the awareness on. Well, I find myself in a classroom setting, but we ain't come back to school. Although sometimes I just figure I need to come back to school. Eh? But certainly, I'm here with one of the teachers at the Ave Maria Girls Primary School. Infant school. This infant in this. Okay, right. You see, I need to come back to school. Certainly. But we're here with one of the teachers at the institution, who is, how do you say it? PCOS diagnosed. How do you say PCOS? Shanice, how you say it?
Polycystic ovarian syndrome, PCOS.
So when you're referring to somebody who has it, what do you say? Somebody who's been diagnosed? Is it a diagnosis? Yeah.
They diagnose you with PCOS.
Right.
But sometimes in Ayanola Womanhood, which I am one of the co-founders of Ayanola Womanhood, we say sisters, as in CYS.
CY,
Yeah,
right. Like
SC.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay.
Yeah. PCOS sisters.
Right. So now let me have an appreciation, because this is September, and I'm understanding through Ayanola Womanhood as well that this is the recognition month for PCOS.
Yes.
What is it like? Because I think last time we actually got into a little in depth and asked what PCOS was, right? You just gave us a little explanation again. I want from the standpoint, because I am very, very don't know what's going on. There's a lot of people out there who is not in tune. What is a person diagnosed with PCOS? What is their normal life like, if there is such a thing for them?
It can be very challenging for persons with PCOS, and those of you watching, you might say the same thing. PCOS is one of the most common hormonal disorders that women face, women of reproductive age. And sometimes you find out when you're a teenager that you're experiencing PCOS. Sometimes you find out later on when you've already when you've already had kids. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So what are some of the things that you have to deal with as being diagnosed with this?
Symptoms of PCOS. Sometimes you miss periods, irregular cycles, insulin resistance, excessive facial hair. Some persons might say I'm not the typical PCOS girl because I don't really experience the weight gain part of it, but some women do experience a lot of weight gain. You are at risk of endometrial cancer, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, so many things attached to this one condition, and mood disorders as well. Mood swings, which I myself experience at times, but I've learned over the years to, really control it and to really find ways of dealing with my symptoms with PCOS. But I know that it's not easy for someone who just got diagnosed with the condition.
At what age range were you diagnosed?
I found out in my early 20s that I had PCOS, and if I speak about how I found out, it was very strange because I was experiencing some sort of anxiety during that period of time, and I couldn't tell what was causing it until I went to my doctor and I said, I don't know what's really going on with me. And then we started to speak on hormones and so on. And then I did an ultrasound, which is one of the ways to find out. Mm-hmm. And after doing that ultrasound, it was confirmed that I have polycystic ovaries. Wow. Or I have the entire syndrome, polycystic ovarian syndrome.
Oh my goodness. How is it, the mood swings? How does it work? You're a teacher, you work with young children. How do you manage that?
Well, I should say I'm a Christian. I do believe in God. So I do a lot of prayer, meditation. I understand. I think it has to do with understanding. Understanding that it is the disorder that's doing that, is the condition. Right. So when I sort of separate myself from that and I say, okay, you're feeling this way, but you have to do that, and you're going to be a responsible adult and do it. Right. I know it's difficult. It is difficult for me at times, but I always try to do my best at work and to take care of my body as well and to love myself. A lot of self-love. Girls and women who face PCOS need to practice a lot of self-love.
I was going to ask you to leave something with persons who may be watching, but you already did that. You're just a pro at this, nonetheless. But, I am so curious. Like, we need to sit down and have a whole conversation on this thing, yeah? There's so much questions in my head, and we can't fit it in the slot that we have there, because I wish we could come back and put some more light on this at some point in time. But thank you for sharing with us, nonetheless. And, is it something that happens currently, like it flares up at sometimes, or it's always constantly there?
It flares up at sometimes, I should say, because it's a set of symptoms that you get. And at times for me, well, before, I did not know how to control it. I did not know how to deal with it. I couldn't understand it. But then as I began to read, knowledge is power. I read on the condition. I tried to figure out ways to deal with it, such as, like I told you, meditation. I did lifestyle changes. I started to work out. I love working out. I tried changing up my diet, more organic foods. I do my best. Sometimes it's pricey, but health is wealth. So I do my best to eat well for my hormones, eat for your hormones, and basically try to stay as positive as possible. Also, I incorporate some supplements that are necessary for PCOS girls. Like for me right now in my kitchen, I love my kitchen. I have maca powder, which is also very good for your hormones, regulating your hormones, keeping you in good spirits. And also it's good for fertility. With infertility is also a major problem that PCOS.
Listen, there's a lot happening here and we need the awareness. So I'm happy we caught up with you and happy you decided to talk to us as well. And you know what? We wish you the best, don't we?
Yes, thank you very much. And I hope whatever I shared today is helpful for someone out there.
You know, while we were on a trad, we normally bounce into people. I never knew we had like district coaches in different subject areas. And we caught up with 2 math coaches for District 3. Now, that was interesting. Well, I find myself, you know, we always finding ourselves in little things. And when we find ourselves in little things, we discover in little things. So this morning, I'm so happy I came for one thing and I saw these 2 beautiful ladies. I mean, totally, look at this. Just sitting here at a lunch table at the Ave Maria School. I say, hey, why you all looking like people I need to talk? You know I'm stupid like that. Why you all looking like people I need to talk to? She said, that one. She said, we are the math coaches for District 3. Right. And I said, well, exactly. I need to talk to you guys because we've been having a lot of conversation. I didn't have, in my limited knowledge, never knew we had coaches for math and different things for districts. Yes. So that is something that happening for the longest while?
It's been in effect for many years because Miss Marie has been a coach before myself.
I've been a coach before. You've been a coach before?
Yes,
So
I've been a coach
as
before.
math coaches, what is the mandate? As math coaches, what's the mandate? What you guys are supposed to come into? You come into the schools, the different schools in the district, and what happens?
We visit the schools, we actually sit in classes, we view the teachers' lessons, observe, and we give them support. So we look at what they need help with, how to improve, because we really need to improve on the performance of mathematics in St. Lucia.
Let me talk about mathematics and the improvement. Miss Marie, you've been doing it longer than her, right? So, a little bit longer. It don't matter, longer, right? So, math.
Right.
We've been hearing the conversation. We've been seeing the text, the narrative. Everything is out there. Everybody want to hold their head because math, which is supposed to be such a vital subject, seem to be declining.
It is something that has affected not only St. Lucia, but around the Caribbean and worldly. Math has been an issue. So, as such, in St. Lucia, currently we are trying our best with every district having a math coach, either one math coach or 2 math coaches. And what we do, we actually go into the classrooms to assist the teachers with teaching of mathematics. Right. And this year in particular, we are focusing on using the CPA approach, which is the concrete pictorial abstract method of teaching. And our teachers for a very long time, they have not been using materials to get the students engaged in teaching mathematics and to understand mathematics.
What I'm saying is, you're saying this, and I'm calling to mind. Remember when we were doing math, we had the covers or the matchsticks, the stoppers, and we were actually using these things to be able to help us. And these things stayed. They stayed, yeah.
Yes, but what happens is that what has been happening is that teachers would basically use these to introduce a lesson. But what we want to do is to have them to use it throughout their teaching, because you have children of different levels. Children learn differently, so that you don't just gravitate to the abstract method, chalk and talk. So we want this to continuously be used.
Right.
Yes.
So we making progress. That's the last thing. We making progress. We making progress.
Yes, we're we're starting out and we are looking forward to it, to building.
Absolutely.
To building on this.
So come back and see you all in how long? So we could understand what we're working at.
Visit our other districts, maybe. Yes.
You tell me when you go into the other districts. I follow you all.
Oh no, the other districts have their own.
Their own people.
coaches,
Okay,
yes.
so you're just for here.
Yes, because we have a national numeracy team headed by the CAMDU officers.
Right.
And so there are 16 of us now, the math coaches. So there are 2 per district, because we have 8 educational districts.
Wow.
Yes.
Ladies, thank you so very much. And you look like you love what you do. I have every confidence that we're going to see some improvements in math in the months to come, on the years to come.
Yes.
Yes is the word.
Yes. But we need the assistance of parents, of the Ministry of Education, as we need all stakeholders involved. Absolutely. We need that, yes.
That's the note we're ending on. They're lovely. Thank you guys for your time. Talk about a story of inspiration. I mean, if you know, you know. And a lot of us know Toya. We know Glam Art by Toya. But the journey has been quite an interesting one. And you know what? It gives hope. And it is inspiring. Every opportunity to connect with a woman that is, living in her dreams, living her it's a wonderful one. Toya, I always say to you, I am in awe. And I believe that your
Thank
story...
you.
It is such an inspiration to so many, because you have been there doing your thing, and it's now, everything seems to just be going in.
Everything is just looking up. I mean, and you've been very supportive from day one, and the journey has not been easy, but it has been well worth it and truly rewarding.
Wonderful.
I will say.
So for those who may not know, you might be viewing for some other place. Latoya here is a makeup artist. Well, that's the professional title for it right now. But, some of us connected with her when she was trying the music thing. She's tried a lot of thing already. And then she ended up in what is truly her calling. Anybody can look in and see that's truly her calling. Now she's one of the most sought after makeup artists, celebrity. I'm going to leave her to give you a little big news in a minute. But that journey has been an amazing one, Toya. And when you started this, you never thought it would have gotten to now. Now you're Patrice's makeup artist, like full-time, Chloe Bailey, so many people, so many prominent people who are out there in the world doing things, spotlighting. They would love to have Toya touch their face.
It's just such a great feeling when you get those calls and people look at your work and they're so mesmerized by your skill. Because when I get the calls from Lady Lava or Patrice, Patrice I work with constantly, and Chloe and Hallie and all these people, is coming from a small island, you would never think that this is possible for you. They have so many makeup artists in the world, all over the world, and these people chose you from a small island to do their face, for whatever, red carpets, music videos, whatever the case might be. So I am truly, truly grateful. And let me tell you, words just cannot express. Every time it happens, I'm just like stunned, because I'm like, really, it's me? No, my work speaks for itself.
Absolutely. That's why I'm going with you, because you say there's so many people out there. Like people say there's a lot of fish in the sea, but I may want to kawang. You get me? So you got to understand that, what it is that have you pinpoint what it is about your style of makeup, what it is that people are so
And you know what's crazy? It's not even the work itself or the art form. It's me.
It's a personality.
And when I was talking to Chloe during Carnival, I said to her, why do you keep calling me to do? She said, Toy, I just love you. Like you as an individual, and I see your passion and I see your skill, all that in one.
Right. So it's not just
It's just not the skill. It's everything, you know. And I remember talking to her manager, Shami, and I said to her, how was I on tour with you guys when we toured the US? And she's like, you were phenomenal on tour. We will always call you back to do tour with us. You understood the assignment, you did your job, and you just remained humble, and you were so grateful for the experience, which was something I would never trade for the world. So, I mean, the art form and the skill is one part of it. And the other parts of it are just being humble and staying true to yourself and your identity and not trying to be somebody else, you know?
Right. Well, I'm glad you mentioned humble and true to yourself, because I was about to ask you, this industry, it's easy to get carried away in there because there's so much happening out there. How do you keep yourself grounded?
You know, I grew up in the church, and that is where my humility lies, where I stay humble. I make sure I put God first, because these things could be taken away in an instant. You could be traveling the world touring and being around all these celebrities, and then it could be gone. You know, I had a little brush with, you know, a little accident. So I kind of understood, and it affected my ability to work. So I understood what it is to be grateful and very humble. And I always welcome new experiences and to work with new people. So I don't take anything for granted.
Wonderful. Speaking of working with new people, apart from the fact that she works with so much high celebrity, you're always constantly pouring into the young makeup artists, young people who wants to get into the field, always workshop people. I see you on your live and all kind of people there, on the little children on the asking, little girls just coming into the makeup scene, asking questions, and you're there just pouring into people. Now that's beautiful.
I think that there's a reason why God placed us on this earth. It's not just to do your job, and I always wanted to leave a mark. You know, and right now I'm working on my foundation, which is the Cinderella story. And I'm also working with the ministry to pour into the schools because I just feel like you need to share your art form. If you're talented in a way where your skill is seen all over the world, why not pour into somebody else? Because I won't be doing makeup for the rest of my life. And I want somebody else to come behind me to do what I do and to maybe do it even better than me and know that I was part of that journey for them. So that is my goal, honestly, in life. The Cinderella Foundation really came about me just wanting to do something within my school and give back. And then it turned into this major thing, and then everybody now wants to be involved. So I just want to leave something there for the young people coming up behind me who's interested in makeup and the art form.
Right. You spoke of the Cinderella Foundation, and that is something we have to come back and do more on because it's a huge thing.
Yes.
And just a little inside the Cinderella Foundation, you started off by getting a girl, a young lady prepared for
a prom. Just somebody who is fortunate, like who needs it, you know, who's going through something. We don't know everybody's story or their struggles, but I wanted to pour into a young lady. She has to be doing well academically though. Absolutely. But, you know, life is hard for a lot of people, and I just wanted to help her in that way. And self-esteem is also part of building a young person. Yes, academics, great, are very important. But that part of your life, building your self-esteem, is something it's very important. So helping her with her prom, just getting her ready, getting her dress, shoes, makeup, hair, nails, basically being her fairy godmother. So that's what I am, the fairy godmother.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're going to come back and do some follow-up in the future about that. But in the meantime, throw out your handles so people who may not be following already the movement of Toya, Glam Art, they can just have
all my
fun.
handles are Glam Art by Toya. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. Everything is Glam Art by Toya. My website is glamartbytoya.com. And you could stay connected with everything I'm up to.
Absolutely. We hear a movie in the making. We could come back and talk about right, the perfect one, you know. What? Strawberry vanilla. Right, strawberry vanilla, and that's it. We're out.